Good morning. Guys, what a gorgeous Friday it is. I get this question often, so I'm going to address it real quick. Lots of people ask me, what is real? Why did I switch companies? And what exactly does it mean? So, as a realtor, you legally have to have a broker that you work under. And there are literally thousands of brokerages that a realtor can choose to work under. Real is different, so different from most brick and mortar brokerages, because they don't necessarily have an office that you have to report to, which those of you who know my background know that I retired from the school system after 20 years. The last 5 years that I was in the school system, I was the technology supervisor, which means that I reported to an actual office every single day. I realized very quickly after I left the schools that I absolutely was not the office kind of person, and I didn't enjoy it at all. I enjoyed really dealing with the people and solving problems and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't like the office dynamics. And so when I started interviewing as a realtor, one of the questions I asked was, do I have to report to an office? And if they said yes, I went on to the next one. And so then I joined Next Home. I was there for a few years, and I just joined Real. Real is absolutely amazing. There are so many benefits and advantages to working for Real. I pay them less of my commission than I did to any other company that I was with. And just, they offer stock options, they offer a retirement plan. They have so many amazing benefits, and so that's why I joined Real. But another thing people ask me is, listen, with the interest rates the way they are, how are you so busy? First of all, guys, I don't know if most of you probably weren't even born at this time, I don't even remember, but in the 80s, the interest rates were in the teens. And that was average, that was normal. So listen, right now, they're in the 6s, they're in the 7s. They're probably going to drop some as we get closer to the election in October. But these rates are average. They're absolutely average. The rates during COVID time, that was a different world altogether. And of course they were lower, but we all knew that that was not sustainable. That could have never lasted. And home prices back then were so ridiculously higher, people were overpaying. So lots and lots and lots of people who may have gotten a lower rate overpaid on the homes that they purchased. Many of them paid $10, $20, $30, $40,000 above appraisal just to lock in a deal because the rates were so low. So it's kind of all relevant. Now the home prices have stabilized. People are not paying ridiculous amounts of money for homes. They're appraising easily, and they're paying average interest rates. And so I'm busy. Yes, I'm very, very, very busy. Have lots of buyers, lots of sellers, lots of exciting new listings coming soon. I have some really exciting new listings coming soon. And I have some great listings currently too. So if you look at my Facebook page, or you go to darlacansell.com and you can search by city, remember this. A lot of people do not realize this, and I didn't realize this either before I got into real estate. When you decide to start house hunting and you're not sure exactly what you're looking for or where you want to be, and you're maybe not too particular, you just want to go house hunting and look at a bunch of different houses, the first thing you need to do is choose a realtor who you know, like, and trust, okay? I am not going to charge you, the buyer, a penny to go show you houses. My salary, my payment is coming on closing day off the proceeds of the sale that comes from the closing attorney. And so when they cut the check, if the sale price is, let's say, $200,000, the sellers have already agreed to pay a commission for the buy side, okay? And that is absolutely something that baffled my mind when I got into real estate, because I just did not know that, and the general public doesn't understand that. You as the buyer can call me up. I'm not charging you anything. We're gonna go house hunting, but the first thing I'm gonna say to you is, what is your budget, okay? And so if you are ready to start house hunting and you don't have a budget because you haven't been pre-approved, then I'm gonna say to you, listen, we can't go house hunting until you're pre-approved. And I'm gonna say to you, what house note do you feel comfortable paying per month? And that note is gonna going to encompass three things: your house note, your taxes, and your insurance. All those three things are lumped into one number. And so if that number in your head is $2,000, then I'm going to say, okay, these are some lenders that you can call. Give them a call and tell them, look, my monthly budget on a house is $2,000. How much does that approve me for? Okay? And so then they're going to tell you, okay, well, your budget is this amount of money. And so we're going to go house hunting. So let's say you say, Darla, my budget, now that I know what I'm pre-approved for, is $250,000. All right? This is what I'm going to say. Okay, well, listen. If a house has been on the market for a couple of months and you love that house, and let's just say it's $275,000, but you only want to pay $250,000, I guarantee you, probably with about 95% accuracy, that I can get that house price lowered for you. Because the longer a house sits on the market, the more motivated sellers are to lower the price, unless they owe a mortgage and for some reason they can't lower the price. That happens very sometimes, okay? But generally, if a house is on the market and it's listed for $275,000 and it's been on the market, let's say 4, 5, 6 months, generally the sellers are very motivated to sell it. They're going to negotiate on price because they want to sell the house. So if a house has just hit the market and let's say your budget is $250,000 and it's listed for $260,000, maybe there's a possibility we might get it lowered. But generally, when a house has been on the market for the first few days or first few weeks, sellers are not nearly as apt to lower the price as they are if it's been sitting for a while. So just remember that. Then all those reasons are why you hire a realtor. All of those reasons are why you call up a realtor that you know, like, and trust, and you say, listen, I want to start house hunting, and this is my budget, okay? If you are a seller, it is an amazing time to be a seller. The springtime, the early part of summer is when people are thinking about switching school systems. They're out in their yards, and when the weather's nice, if they're hating the fact that they have a whole lot of grass to cut, they're wanting to downsize. If they're in a subdivision and the weather's gorgeous at this time of the year and they're out in their yard and they hear their neighbors and they don't have privacy, they're probably wanting to move to the country, okay? Of course, there's always those people who this time of the year are just kind of antsy and aren't happy with their spouses and they decide to get divorced. That's going to mean a house is going to go up for sale and that'll be available to you as a buyer. There are so many reasons that this time of the year is a great time for buyers, but an even better time for sellers, because it's just a time where people are out and about and doing things and they're house hunting. And it's an amazing time to be a seller or a buyer. So if you're not sure about the process, if you're not sure exactly how to get started, either on the buy side or the sell side, I would absolutely love to help you. Remember this, when I represent you as the buyer, my goal is to get you the absolute lowest price possible, the best deal possible, the best interest rate with the best lender and the best terms, all right? As the seller, my goal is to get you the absolute most amount of money for your house in the shortest amount of time possible with the least amount of stress for you, which means I'm handling all the negotiating, all the drama on the back end. I'm telling you, probably 99% of the time, we close on property and my clients never know all of the problems that went on behind the scenes because it's not relevant to you. As the realtor, you're hiring me to deal with all the drama, all the issues, all the problems, all the things that happen behind the scenes, and to get it to the closing table. That's the main goal, is getting it to the closing table. Remember, like I've said before, getting something under contract, that's easy. Getting it all the way to the closing table, that's a whole new ball game. So you want a realtor on your side who has closed lots and lots and lots of transactions and is used to dealing with every kind of little issue that can come about. There are lots of realtors out there who do not like solving problems. Listen, all it is one big problem to solve to get it to the closing table. I absolutely love solving all those little problems along the way. I thrive on it, actually. It's a challenge. And I would say 99.9% of my deals get to the closing table. That's not the case for a whole lot of people. Common sense goes a long, long, long way, and that comes in real estate by closing lots of deals, okay? Which is what I do. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy this weather. If you need anything at all from me on the buy side or the sell side, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to represent you. Y'all enjoy this weather. Be on the lookout on my Facebook page for lots of new listings coming soon. I'm very excited about some that I have in the works. Some beautiful properties. And I think y'all are going to love them. And again, anything, if you go to darlacansell.com and put in any city, any house that shows up, even if I'm not the official listing agent, I can represent you as the buyer. I guarantee you want me on your side of whatever side you're on, whether you're buying or selling. You want me on your team. Y'all have a great day. Take care.